Welcome to the Cooking Show, everybody. I'm Chef Jason Huguet.
And I'm Crystal Landry, and we're right here from Steamboat Warehouse. Today, Jason is going to be making us a 24-hour brined pork chop. And we're also going to be doing our Steamboat Paddlewheel potatoes to go along with it. So y'all join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking Show. Jason's going to be starting on his 24-hour brined pork chop, and we're going to start on our Steamboat Paddlewheel potatoes, and he's going to tell you how we're going to start doing that.
Okay, so these potatoes is like camp potato or just a smothered potato. This is a recipe that has been here longer than I have, and I've been here 30 years, so that's a long time. So we're going to show you how to make that. We've never done this one on the show yet. So we got some potatoes that we have peeled. I'm just gonna cut these up, put these in the pot. Let me put that pot closer for me. There you go. Now for this dish, this is one of the best, side dishes to make with it. This weekend, we ran it here at the restaurant, and I actually did a creamy mashed potato, which is also very, very good with this dish. But at home you can put this with whatever you want, any kind of potato. You can do a baked potato, or any kind of starch, and a veg. So over here at the restaurant, we did it with grilled asparagus as your vegetable. We've done it with our honey glazed carrots because it actually goes good with pork. You can do whatever veg at home you'd like.
Yep.
All right. So today we're just making a small batch. Obviously, when we're making this here in the restaurant, we make a lot bigger pot than this. We've got 5 potatoes. We can do just, I guess, a medium dice is what we're doing right here. And Crystal, I'm going to ask you to add our hot water that we have on your left.
Yep.
Now, to make these, you actually want to put enough water, but not too much, because then it'll be too watery and loose. You don't want that. So we're going to start with hot water. Give me my little towel. And while you do that, I'm going to do this.
Going?
Got it?
I don't know.
It's trying.
The little burner that could. Wait, you had it.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so you did perfect. So what we want to do is put enough water to get to, I guess, about an inch from the top of the potatoes. We don't want to cover the potatoes, even it's called smothering, because if you do that, it'd be too much. So you want about an inch under the top of the potatoes. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this onion, which is more than what we need. So we're going to do about a half onion. All right. And we're going to chop that real nice. I'm going to chop them pretty small. Excuse me. I don't want to cut you.
Could have left the pot by you, I guess.
I know. It's all right. All right. Very, very simple recipe. This is actually Mr. Jack Womack, the original owner's original recipe. So right here, we're going to take a little bit of what's called chicken base. You can put a little bit of that for some flavor. It's very salty, so be very careful with it. We have used some items, well, different items like these on the show before: clam base, seafood base. You can buy these in the store. It's not going to be exactly what we get. It's going to, like the little bouillon cubes is pretty much same thing.
Yeah.
So
I think they even have the little bases.
Yeah, different stores have different types. So since we put our chicken base, which is salty, we're still going to add salt, but we're going to be very careful with it. Just want to kind of put a little bit like that. You can always add salt later on. You can't take it out. So be very careful. And the last thing, well, not the last, I'm sorry. Here's a little red pepper.
I'll just put
And you
it
want it
all.
as spicy as you want it.
Spicy.
And the last thing we're gonna do is add some smoked sausage. We're not gonna eat all of this, but we're gonna put a good bit. And obviously at home, you can put as little or as much as you'd like.
So while you're chopping that, I'll just tell everybody all the ingredients that you see here can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly and Cash Saver, 8410 Highway 182 North and 1305 Heather Drive, 948-8199 and 948-9427. Y'all go check them out. Ask them if you can't find anything. They are more than willing to help.
Always. All right, so this is basically our paddlewheel potatoes.
Yep.
So you're gonna let this cook down until the potatoes start to break down, and they're gonna kind of get real tender and break up. And you will have chunky with some little bit of smooth, creamy smothered potato, and it's one of my favorites, and it's very simple and easy to do. So let's let that roll a little bit. I got a lot going on the next segment, so let's take a quick break, and we'll come back.
Okay, y'all join us back. Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking Show. While we were on break, Jason cut up his mushrooms here. He got everything prepped to start moving forward with his sauce he's about to make. And now he's going to show y'all how to cut up this beautiful pork chop rack.
So this is the pork that we use. We get from one of our suppliers. What I like about these racks is when you cut them, they're very thick, nice and beautiful pieces of pork. So you can see it's beautiful. This is the fat cap, the top side. So what I'm gonna do is flip it over, show y'all how we're gonna cut it up. So basically, go through the bones, and on each side, you can see where the bones actually kind of turn. So you want to flip it upside down to actually cut them. So we're gonna start on this side. We're gonna cut as close to the bone as we can, the opposite bone. And you get these beautiful, big, nice. Some of these, they range after you cut them and weigh them anywhere from 12 to 14 ounces. Now,
So pretty.
what the brining does is, if you've never had a piece of pork, or let's say turkey breast, like we were talking about earlier, off camera, that's juicy. This is like life-changing. So it actually makes the meat juicy and tender. Now look at this big boy here. So
Save that for me.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you can get 2 off of this one if you'd like, which I think we're probably gonna do. You find the bone. But still, look at this big slab. Big, nice, big, thick pieces of pork. All right, so I'm gonna pull our knife down. So we're talking about salt brines. I get mine from Targills and Opelousas. It's very, very simple. They have a pack that all you do is add this to 3 gallons of water, and you can add anything you'd like for like your flavorings. But what this is basically, there's a little bit of sugar in it, and it has nitrates and nitrites. So the pink salt. So what we're gonna do is, we got a half a pack of the salt brine. So instead of adding 3 gallons of water, we have 1.5 gallons of water. So you wanna put that in there. Chris, if you wanna stir it up for me.
Yeah.
Kind of wanna make sure it gets all dissolved in there.
Not really tall enough to do that, but
You ain't gotta see it, you just gotta.
I gotta see it.
So what we like to add to that is
Okay, that should be good, huh?
a lot of some dried herbs, a mixture of oregano, thyme, basil. Okay, I'm gonna stir it up good.
Yep.
All right, last thing we're gonna do is add a medley of different colored peppercorns. We have green, white, red, pink peppercorns. Just want to give it a little added flavor. And what we can do here is carefully cut up some oranges. We don't want to use our cutting board because it's going to be cross-contamination. So we just want to squeeze all the orange juice out of it. Be careful if you do this at home and don't cut your hand wide open. So these are just some flavoring agents that's just going to enhance the flavor, and it's going to be amazing. All right. So now we're going to drop our pork in there. And what you want to do, just like in any marinade, you want to make sure that you mix them up real good where they're not stuck together where the brine can't get on the other side. Just make sure you kind of disperse them in the liquid. Now today we're doing 24-hour brine, but what we normally do here at the restaurant is a 36-hour brine, which actually does makes a little difference. The longer you can brine it for, the better. So we're gonna put that out the way so we can show you how we're gonna start our sauce. This is a demi-glaze sauce. This is actually a sauce that you can't make like really quickly. I'm using the wrong one. Dumb.
No, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I say, why this thing ain't working? I'm gonna turn yours down a little bit because yours is really
It's good.
So demi-glaze is a sauce that takes 2 to 3 days to make it properly from scratch. So that we don't have that kind of time today. But we're gonna show you how we're gonna take the finished product and make it into a sauce to go on top of this pork chop. A demi-glaze sauce doesn't need a whole lot of added flavors or anything because it's the process. It's being flavored over and over again, and it's just a really long reduction to a thick sauce. It's a brown sauce, not to be mistaken with a gravy. It is brown. It's not a brown gravy. It's a brown sauce, and it's rich, but it's smooth and it's just super flavorful. It's one of my favorite sauces. One of the 5 mother sauces. So we're gonna take some olive oil. All right. Make sure it's hot. Well, it's getting there, I guess. And we're just gonna kind of stir that around. These are some baby bellas, they call them. Pretty much like a cremini mushroom. So we're gonna add some. I don't think we're gonna add them all. I don't think we need them all. But set that aside. So we're just gonna let this go a couple of minutes just because we wanna, just kind of soften them up. I don't like my mushrooms cooked really, really hard. I like just a flash,
like a little
saute on it. Yes.
So once again, while he's sauteing his mushrooms down, all the ingredients that you see here can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly and Cash Saver, 8410 Highway 182 North and 1305 Heather Drive, 948-8199, 948-9427. So y'all go check them out and tell them we sent y'all.
Now, while we're at it, why don't we talk about upcoming event that we have in Washington that's twice a year. It's in April and October, so spring and fall. And the dates for this event?
April 12th, 13th, and 14th is the Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. Like Jason said, at the Washington Antique School Mall.
They have an outdoor sale. So the Antique School Mall is open Friday, Saturday, Sunday of every week.
Right.
But twice a year they have an outdoor sale. So the grounds is completely full with different vendors who come.
Over 200 vendors, they said, and roughly over 2,000 shoppers. It's It's amazing to see
No,
the grounds.
that would be 12,000 shoppers.
12,000 shoppers.
They bring, within those 3 days, that
My
event
mistake.
brings about 12,000 people to the town. So it's a really nice event. Matter of fact, when we bought our I say new house, it's an older home from the 1860s, actually a block from the
A
restaurant.
block away.
We were looking for property to, I'm sorry, not property, furniture. So we went on the Friday, so we wouldn't have to go on Sunday and miss some items. And we got a lot of dining room table, some antique benches for outside patio, a bed set from from 1950s.
Yeah,
We bought a bunch of stuff and we got it for
a very good price.
very good price. So
Yep.
that's April 12th, 13th, and 14th.
If you want any information about how to become a vendor or just any information, you can call 337-826-3580.
And you will probably see us there if you go on Friday.
Yeah.
And we're not serving food, we're gonna be shopping. All right, so we're gonna take our demi-glace. And what we're gonna do now, we just want to put this in the pan and just let it reduce. So I'm gonna add that now. Flambe. All right. That's it. So we're gonna do a little reduction here. And the only thing I like to put in my demi-glaze or demi-glace, it's the same thing. Sometimes I'll put a little red wine before and, cook it down, get the alcohol out of the wine, reduce that, and then add the demi-glaze. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I like to add black pepper, fresh ground black pepper, and just some assorted herbs. My favorite is to take some fresh rosemary only and put that in here. It's just one of my favorite ways to eat this sauce. So let's let that reduce a little bit. When we come back, we will finish our pork chop and show you how to plate.
Okay, y'all join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back, everybody. So during the break, we had Jason seasoning up his pork chop, getting ready to throw it on the little grill for y'all. And he's gonna show y'all his next steps and how to do that.
All right, so first off, when we took the pork chop out of the brine, you want to run it under some cold water and get any of the excess salt off of it, because you really don't want it to be too salty. It'll be ruined. So I'm just gonna put our little pork chop on here. We seasoned it on during the break. So while that's going, let's check our potatoes. We turn the fire off of it because, as you can see, it took us about this 30-minute show to complete it.
Right.
It's very simple. You see how we put it together. Right now, we're gonna taste it and see if it needs more seasoning. I think it's good.
I think we hit it.
Got a little kick, not too much.
Maybe a little salt, but
No, and I'm a salt freak, and I say no.
for you to say no?
Right. All right, so our sauce is about done. Just, if you can smell this at home,
You see how it
it's just delicious.
thickened up?
Yeah. Like
Those
that.
mushrooms just,
Mm-hmm.
I love them, any kind of mushroom.
And we're gonna flip our pork chop, looking beautiful. Now, another thing a lot of people at home don't realize is that pork is not like pork that was raised back in the days when you had to worry so much about trichinosis and food poisoning. They actually, thought I turned that one off. Since those days, they've actually had a lot better regulations on how they
Oh, there you go.
can commercially raise pork. So at home, I like my pork chop medium. You know, a lot of people may say, "Oh no, are y'all crazy?" And maybe so, but I eat it medium. There's pink juices. If you've never had a pork chop that still had pink juices running from it, you're really missing the boat.
You really are. I was one of those people. Whenever he cooked that first pork chop he ever cooked for me, I'm like, no, I don't believe. But it was delicious, and now I won't eat it any other way.
I've served them to my mother over here at the restaurant,
Yeah.
and she sent word back to the kitchen. Well, mine still has pink in it. Is that okay? And I was like, Mom, just trust me. And
Yeah.
she did not get sick, and she enjoyed her pork chop. All right, so we're gonna flip it one more time.
That's looking so good.
Yep. We're not gonna overcook it. Got a little ways to go, just a little small bit. But let's hit the dates again for the outdoor sale.
Outdoor sale is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 12th, 13th, and 14th, right here in Washington at the Antique School Mall. Once again, if you want any information, 337-826-3580. You can call them. They can give you any information you need about how to become a vendor or any other questions you may have. It's very, very cool, a little local market, basically.
Yep.
I mean, they have all kinds of stuff, like Jason said, furniture. They have people who come, different vendors who come with like pepper jelly and seasonings.
Oh man, there's so much.
There's so much. It's really cool. So y'all come check it out.
All right, so this is a thin pork chop, so we're about there. Obviously, the ones we cut earlier would take a little bit longer because they're really thick. This pork chop actually we got from the pig yesterday. Me and Crystal went. Like Joey used to say, the North Store. So to finish it off, I like to take some coarse ground black pepper. I love this on any grilled meat that I do. All right, Crystal, I'm gonna do this real quick so we can make sure we get all this done. Looking really good. All right, so we're gonna take our pork chop. All right, I'm gonna put it right here. And look at this here. This is just to finish all that off.
The best part.
The best, in my opinion. I just love this sauce. And why not just put a
I
little
was
bit
gonna say,
like that.
so good.
Very simple. Clean off our plate. Make sure it's presentation worthy. Just like that. You have a beautiful pork chop dish. Very simple. You saw how easy that was over here.
Very simple.
And one more time, Piggly Wiggly. All these ingredients you can get there.
Yep, 8410 Highway 182 North and 1305 Heather Drive, 948-8199, 948-9427. Y'all go see them and ask them for any of these ingredients that you may not be able to find, and they'll be sure to help you out. But until next time, y'all join us back for more with cooking.